Trash Wrench is back for another video, and today we got my 2002 Mustang GT, the new Edge. So I'm going to talk about 5 things I really do not like about this car that comes stock. I pretty much upgraded the entire car except for a few minor things, which I'll get into in the video. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this car from the moment I got it till the moment now, everything I've done to it. It's such a fun car to drive, but there are numerous things that I really don't like about it, so we're going to get into that now. So let's start on the front end of these cars here. The first thing I really don't like that they did from the factory is these front bumpers here. So you got the license plate indentation, which looks just not good. It should be nice and flush like the Mustang Cobras have. So I personally love that bumper. If that came stock on this car, I think a lot more people would buy it. I mean, it is quite a popular car in general. Yeah, that license plate frame cutout really does not look good at all. So if we make our way down here, you got the Mach 1 chin spoiler. Now this is an aftermarket part. I put that on myself. The car does not come stock with that, so without that it's kind of like elevated. It doesn't look good. Alright guys, sticking with the front end here, number 2 thing I do not like stock about this car are these fake air ducts. It's cheap looking, it doesn't appeal to me at least. Also, this entire piece I believe is just kind of attached via some adhesive. Because if you shoot some soap in there with a foam gun and then pressure wash it out, it goes out every way. So it really does not serve a purpose. If you pop the hood, you can see it does not take in colder air. So there's this one on the hood, and there's 2 on each side of the car for the kind of the side vents. Again, don't serve a purpose, just for aesthetics and looks. So I really don't like that. They could have made a more aggressive hood that actually functioned, or add, you know, functional air ducts. So that's number 2. So the third thing I do not like at all about this car that comes stock is the ride height. Now, it's literally pretty much a lift kit. This car comes with like a 4x4 6-inch lift kit. It's ridiculous. I don't know why they put it so high up. Like, what are you going to off-road a rear-wheel drive Mustang? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So luckily there's multiple avenues to go down if you want to lower it, which everyone should lower this car because it looks 100% better. Now, my setup right now is Eibach lowering springs. So you keep the functionality and the comfort level of the ride versus, let's say, coilovers, which is going to drop it a little lower, but it's going to be a very stiff suspension and an overall kind of stiff ride. But again, it looks awesome. And the last avenue you can go down is the airbag suspension. Literally click of a button, the whole car just drops to the ground. So if you got the money for that, definitely do that. That's your thing. So maybe one day I'll do the airbag suspension, but overall the stock ride height is just not appealing at all to this car. So they should have had it slightly lower, maybe on lowering springs or something out of the factory. Alright guys, we're in the car now. So the 4th thing I really do not like about this car that comes stock is the shifter. Now, I will demonstrate here. I have a short throw shifter. It's one of the first mods I've actually done to this car. It's literally like night and day difference. So I wish I had an actual stock shifter I could show you, but this is the short throw shifter, so that's first gear. It only really moves like 2 inches. 2nd gear, 3rd gear, 4th gear, up to 5th. Now the stock, when you go to 1st, you would literally go like this and slam your knuckles into the radio, like pretty much slam it. I don't know why they didn't put this stock, like it's literally going up to here, and then if you have a drink in the cup holder and you ram it to 2nd, you're really gonna wreck your drink because it comes down about here. So it's very inconvenient. They should have put the short throw shifter in stock. I don't think it would have been that much more money, and the Hearse is a very good brand. So I mean, overall this area is pretty appealing. I painted it blue, but the boot itself, the leather boot, functions well. I feel like every other manufacturer pretty much left enough space if it is a long shift in the head unit radio area up here, and then when you shift downwards, the cup holders are usually a little farther back. So if this car had, this was pushed a little forward and the cup holders were a little farther back, I think it would have worked fine, but in this case everything's kind of crammed together in this area, so the short throw shifter is a great alternative for aftermarket parts. So guys, the last and final thing I do not like about these Mustangs that come stock is the overall interior trim package. The plastic, Ford really cheaped out on it, and especially on these older new Edge Mustangs you can really tell. So as you can see over here, I'm completely missing the door plastic insert, and there's a reason for that, because Ford cheaped out on the plastic clips. So there's a clip up here and a clip down here that hold that plastic piece in. Those snapped off just from taking it on and off a few times. It's just overall very cheap. They could have put a lot more effort into making the interior less chachi and cheesy of plastic, so that's why that's not there. If you notice that right off the bat. If we make our way over to the middle here, same kind of deal. Up here I've taken this on and off a few times. As you can see, I painted it blue. Up here especially, I tried to wedge a few things in here to stop this from rattling, but when you're going on the highway, especially in 5th gear, if you're cruising, this thing rattles like crazy, and especially with my headers, everything, there's a lot more vibration. So all these plastic pieces, especially with wear and tear and age, are going to rattle. I think that's a common Ford Mustang problem as well, like the rattle issue. So with the old age of the car, you can definitely tell everything rattles and kind of loses its tension and grip, especially if you take it on and off. Also, the seat belts don't retract, and there's many other things on the interior that they kind of cheaped out on, and you can really tell. I don't think I can ever retract my seatbelt fully by just letting go. I have to feed it in and out. So it's just the little things that they could have put a little more money into, and would have made this interior pop and be much more functional. So guys, that pretty much wraps up today's video of the top 5 things I do not like about these Mustangs, the new Edge Mustangs that come factory stock. Overall, this car is extremely fun, and I love most aspects of it, but there are a few things that Ford could have done much better on. I'm sure most of you can agree with me on that. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please like it. It helps us out tremendously. Subscribe if you haven't already for more content like this. And we got our F-150, we got Austin's GTI, we got a project car coming soon. We'll see you next time. Peace.